All right.
And it's Stacy, right?
Her name is Stacy. Yeah.
Stacy. Okay.
Let's start simulation.
Good morning, Stacy. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for making some time and coming in and talk to me today. I really appreciate it.
Well, I'm happy to. Thank you.
Good. I wanted to really spend some time talking to you about some issues that have been brought to my attention and work through some of that with you a little bit. I understood that last week there was a conversation that you had with Bill out on the floor, and what was reported to me is that there was a bit of an interaction between you two, and that you raised your voice and actually used some inappropriate language. So first,
that's true.
Is that true? Okay.
Yeah, it's completely true, and I think he deserved it, frankly.
Well, that's what I want to talk to you about. So first off, the fact that we're sitting here, obviously this was viewed by your coworkers. So that interaction had an impact on your relationship with your coworkers, certainly with Bill. And what I want to make sure that you and I are partnered on is your success. So
right. And I hope at some point you're going to let me tell my side of the story, what happened, and maybe it'll make sense what occurred.
Absolutely. I want to set this up, and that's exactly what I'd like to do. But what I want you to know is that, what I'm most concerned about is your success. You have knocked it out of the park with our customers. You go above and beyond, and that's really noticed by me and some of the other management. So, I don't want this to be a trip up or something that holds you back, because your interactions with your coworkers are critical. So do give me a little bit of a sense of what happened that day and kind of your take on that. I'd appreciate that.
So what happened was I had a client that needed something done right away, and it's something that normally Bill would do and take care of. So I sent him an email. He didn't respond. I sent him another email. No response. I called him. He didn't answer. I left a voicemail. No response. Then I see him cracking jokes out in the main area. So I lit into him because I ended up having to do his job for this client. So it happened, and he got all sensitive about it. I think he's just much too sensitive. And so, anyways, I've been trying to talk to him since. He won't talk to me. He won't. I go to his cubicle. He's not there. I just really don't understand why it is he has to be so sensitive.
I understand that. I appreciate your perspective on that. So the first thing I want to ask you to think about is your approach in that situation. I understand being upset when you've got a client with a need and you want to get that resolved. That's number one priority. That's what we're here for.
Okay, but can I just point out, I think this is kind of sexist, frankly. I have the same leadership style as Jack over in advertising, and no one is talking to him about changing his leadership style, which I think is part of what you're going to be doing here.
Well, first off, Jack doesn't work in this section, so I really don't want to talk about Jack's performance. That's not germane. And I would have this conversation with anybody, Stacy. This is really critical in terms of how we work together. And so while I think feedback to a coworker is absolutely essential and important, timing, place becomes very critical. So if you need to have that conversation, maybe grab Bill and say, "Hey, Bill, can I talk to you for a couple minutes?" And step into a conference room where that's not in front of some other coworkers. That way, he gets to save face, right? You may be right, and he needs to correct behavior, but maybe not in front of others. That's one. And the other is to make sure that you understand what's going on. He could have been on another deadline. There could have been another urgent issue going on that drew him away so that he wasn't able to respond in real time. And that happens to us. You know how we're a lean organization. It's tough around here, and I won't diminish that. And that's why you are really seen as a high performer, because you put in the extra hours and the time. And so what I want to help you do is be a high performer with your coworkers, so that we can all perform to a high degree. So how can I support you in that? Because I really, this is very important for the team. It's important for you, and it's something I really want you to succeed in.
Well, frankly, I feel like my communication style is so different from Bill and a couple other members.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like do something where they can understand where I'm coming from, and I can get some tools to perhaps help let them know what I want without them feeling like I am just railroading them. So
Yeah.
I need some help around that.
That's a great point, and that's something I've been thinking about, Stacy. We've got there's an outside group that I've done some work with that really focuses on management styles, communication styles, and conflict management. And I think that would help all of us because we get hot and heavy. We get a lot going on in the office, and tempers can flare, or we're worried about getting things done. So that's very natural, and I think you're right. If we can understand each other's styles better and get some of that out, but also set some norms for ourselves in terms of how we're going to interact with each other, even in tense situations. That would really help everyone. So I appreciate that idea. I will take that as an action item.
Great. I think that would be really helpful.
Good. What I'd like to ask you to do, and I'd be happy to work with you to get set up for it, is to sit down with Bill and do that, in an off-site place, not off-site, but out of the main cube area, and to have a conversation about what happened. Give him your perceptions. That's fine, but own them as your perceptions, and then listen to him and see what was going on, and look for a common ground. And I'm even willing to be there for that conversation if you think that would help.
Okay, I think it would help. I think I have upset Bill, and you're a calming influence, and he knows that I won't go after him if you're there. I mean, I'm not going to, but I know that I think that would make him feel better. So.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Stacy. People respect you here, and I don't think this is significant damage, but I do want to make sure that it's patched and that you and Bill have a good, solid working relationship. So after you think about it, let's talk about how we want to approach that. And as I said, I'm happy to sit in on that meeting if you think that would help. Good. Well, thank you for the time
Thank
today.
you.
And I'm going to bring you the materials about the conflict resolution training. We can look at that together and look at when we can set that up for the team.
That would be great. Thank you.
Thanks, Stacy. All right. Done.
All right, end simulation. So great job.
Thank you.
Bravo.